Welcome everyone to the Cerebral Smack Talk on YouTube.com as we continue on the road to WrestleMania. What's up, everybody? Is Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo, Didi Woodson, and Michael Bullock as we will be recapping Smackdown Live as they were in Phoenix, Arizona tonight, exclusively on the USA Network. And this time, guys, I gotta admit it, other than maybe one throwaway fight, another solid episode. I don't think there was nothing bad about this show last night. And I know Anthony Floyo threw the gauntlet at us and basically he's like, what now? I don't know, Floyo. I think 2-hour format, and for, I'm going to say, a good hour and 30 minutes or an hour 40 minutes, SmackDown Live gave you everything you wanted. Good action, definitely some good story, a lot of great storyline progression. We'll get into that in about a moment. So we started off with Renee Young, the beautiful Renee Young, Mrs. Dean Ambrose, coming out, and she interviewed the WWE champion AJ Styles to give her thoughts, to give his thoughts about the 5-way, and AJ cut it a pretty cookie cutter promo, expected. The crowd was definitely on the side of AJ. Then you had Baron Corbin come out and saying, you know what, I'm better than you, AJ. I've beaten you a number of times in the past. Nothing more to say. Then Kevin Owens comes out and he's like, you know what, I did what I had to do. If it wasn't, you're kind of lucky because I had a fight later in the I had a fight right away, and that's why I lost. And, Sammy was to blame because the fact that you had plenty of time to be prepared and get ready so that, you got lucky that you won your fight, and now I'm going to prove that, whatever's whatever, Shane McMahon is holding me down. It's a conspiracy, ever since I headbutted dear old daddy that he's been on my ass about the whole thing, trying to make my life a living hell. Lo and behold, here comes Shane McMahon, and Shane's like, you know what? All right, let's do a couple of things, because there's quite a few combustible elements here. So this is what we'll do. AJ Styles, later in the night tonight, in our main event, you fight Baron Corbin. As for you, Kevin Owens, you're going to fight right now. And you're going to fight Dolph Ziggler, one-on-one match. And when it was all said and done, the winner of the bout of that match between Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens was Kevin Owens getting the victory. A little help from Sami Zayn, but Sami, he ran out, but never physically interfered. He gave enough of the distraction and got the 1-2-3 for Kevin Owens to win it after he hit with a super kick right behind the ear. Look, I'm going to say it. Segment of the night, excellent with everybody involved and what they did, and that was perfect. For me, the fight itself was about a 3-star fight. This was excellent. Now, I don't mind the interference by Sami Zayn. And the thing is, Sami never got involved in the fight. He never physically got involved. He just ran like he looked like he was going to interfere, but then he held up. He slammed the brakes just to give that false sense of, like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you out here? The whole 9 yards. Did it take away from the fight? I could say, yeah, it did. Because if you think about it, this was definitely maybe 3.25, 3.5 going in without the semi-clunky finish. But it was necessary enough because it solidified, maybe Owens and Sami Zayn are on the same page again. And maybe they will work together. You don't know. Because remember, in a 5-way, it's every man for himself. And plus, with all the added pressure for the WWE title fight, this was definitely well done and well orchestrated. I got nothing bad to say about this match. This match was very good, very solid. there was definitely a hint of Shakespearean drama, especially towards the end. And they got a "This is awesome" chant as well. When you get that, you definitely got yourself a winning combination. Solid, good TV quality match. And it told a story and was good fodder for the pay-per-view. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. To get us glued for the title fight, which is for the WWE Championship at Fastlane. Now, of course, we still got a long way to go, but you need to be solid, and this was solid. Anthony Florio, come on in. Give me your thoughts on everything.
Well, I'll tell you, MF, you're absolutely right. Everything you said was spot on. The segment, I thought, was very well done. I mean, AJ Styles, we all know how great he is on the mic. There's no doubt about it. I mean, taking Renee Young on a little tour of the arena there, you know, the furniture and all that with the announce table and the steel steps and the whole 9 yards. That was a stroke of genius right there. And then from there, Baron Corbin cut one of his better promos that I've seen in a while. And then Kevin Owens, you know, going on and on about Shane O'Mac, and then Shane O'Mac makes the matches. Styles versus Corbin, brilliantly done there. And then to give us Owens and Ziggler out of the box, that was very well done as well. And then you give us Owens and Ziggler. We get the match here. It was a 3.5-star match, but we had interference, and that's frowned upon on our show. So, yeah, we're going to have to take some style points away for that one, I'm afraid. But other than that little nitpick, 3 to 3.25-star match. I mean, it was a solid match. It was a good match. It's one of the fights of the night, and both men put on a solid performance. Yes, Shakespearean drama, and I think Phoenix, Arizona is starting to become an IWC territory now, because, I mean, I think the IWC really took over that segment with AJ Styles, because Renee Young was trying to interview him, and poor girl couldn't get anything going because the fans were just going nuts for AJ Styles, and the whole 9 yards. And then AJ gave it back to them, of course. But man alive, I mean, everything about that was really good. The segment came out great. The match was just as great. It would have been even better if not for the Sami Zayn finish. And, you know, it is what it is. But 3 to 3.25 stars, definitely. I could not agree with that more. So you're absolutely right about everything here, MF. So there's nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, let's come on in. Let's get your thoughts on the opening segment, and as well as Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler in a very solid match.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a good opening segment here. I mean, basically, AJ Styles, I mean, he's good on the mic, basically talking about having to defend his title in that fatal 5-way at Fastlane. And then, of course, Kevin Owens, basically, of course, running him down, of course, still talking trash about Shane McMahon and all that. So, but as far as the match goes, with him and Dolph Ziggler, I give that about a 3.5-star rating. I mean, I could have given it much higher, but I thought the interference by Sami Zayn really took away from it. So, but all in all, I mean, this was still a good match for the time it was, and definitely, certainly a good way to start off this edition of SmackDown Live. And that's how you do it, with a good opening segment and a good opening match. So I got nothing bad to say about it. So, Dee Whitson, I give it to you.
Yeah, this was a very good opening segment. The match was good, but everybody knows I don't like these kind of finishes where you use people like this, or you have clunky finishes. And basically, what I'm thinking that the reason they did this is Zayn is trying to prove to Owens that he can't win a match without Zayn being there. because that's pretty much what's happened lately. Is Kevin Owens hasn't won a match without having someone, more likely Zayn, being at ringside to help him, or Daniel Bryan being referee or something to help him win a match. So I think that's kind of what the proof was on that one. But other than that, I agree with most everything that was said. I'm going to go down to a solid 3 stars for this match, just because of the stupid ending with Zayn. So not much more I'd say about it. Fletch, take it.
All right. And okay, thank you very much, Dee Dee. And the next thing that we had, guys, was Jinder Mahal. Basically, well, I'm going to be very blunt with you on this one. He was definitely trying to create a hornet's nest problem. He was trying to create a lot of drama here, and in a way, he kind of did. He succeeded in creating the drama, creating the narrative. What they did was they basically went back to the well and went about the top 10 list. That top 10 list that was created by the SmackDown stars. And this time around, basically they were trying, well, I should say what Jinder Mahal was implicating was that Bobby Roode's list was a fraudulent list. It had Bobby Roode at the top, but if you notice, no Randy Orton and no Jinder Mahal, but he said that he's trying to drive that wedge about that he doesn't respect Randy Orton and everything else. Well, that prompted Bobby Roode to come out, and Bobby Roode's like, you know what? First off, I don't know what this list is. This is not my list. This is a fraudulent list, a fabrication of it. And on top of it, I got enough respect for Randy Orton. I got nothing but respect for him. Don't put words in my mouth. Jinder kept poking, and he caused Bobby Roode to unleash and basically gave him one of the most passionate promos or passionate responses I've ever seen from Bobby Roode. Well, Randy Orton came out, and let's just say all heck broke loose in the building. And at the end of the whole thing, again, for the second week in a row, Jinder Mahal standing tall in the center of the ring. Yet, in the backstage, we got a match at Fastlane just announced, guys. Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode for the United States title. No Jinder Mahal. Very interesting. Anthony Floyo, come on in. It's all yours, my friend. I guess another good segment, another storyline progression type storyline.
Absolutely. I mean, another week, another solid promo from Jinder Mahal. I mean, I like how they're incorporating the top 10 list. I mean, I was very critical of it at first, but now I'm coming around. I think using the top 10 as the basis of this feud is a stroke of genius, if I'm going to be real honest with you. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And, yeah, you guys are batting 1,000 here tonight. I mean, storyline progression at its finest. We still got time to build this thing. I thought it was going to be a triple threat, but Bobby Roode against Randy Orton for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Oh, my goodness gracious. That has instant classic written all over it. I mean, I could see that thing stealing the show in Columbus, if I'm going to be real honest. I mean, I don't know why, but I still got this feeling that Jinder is going to find his way into this thing somehow. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see on this. Because Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, like they've been doing for how long now? A good 2 to 3 months. And I told Bullock this earlier during our abbreviated SmackDown chat tonight. They're fighting like freaking Wayne and Kevin Arnold on the Wonder Years, for crying out loud. That's what it is. Shane O'Mac as Wayne and Daniel Bryan as Kevin. That's all there is to it. I mean, only thing is they're not calling each other butthead like those two used to do. But that's besides the point. But nonetheless, it was still a good segment here. I mean, incorporating the top 10 list, really good stuff. And Yeah, so Orton and Rude, I got a great feeling about that match. You're looking at the show stealer right there. I mean, you're looking at you take into account the body of work of Randy Orton, a man who's won everything that there is to win in WWE. The WWE Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, Tag Team Championship run, 2 Royal Rumble match wins, a Money in the Bank contract, and now looks to add the United States Heavyweight Championship to his trophy case. Good chance he could. You don't know. We'll see. Even though I still think the title's beneath him, but hey, I mean, at least it gives him something to do. And it gives us a fresh matchup. I mean, we've never seen Randy Orton and Bobby Roode go at it. And I, for one, cannot wait to see it. It's going to be absolutely glorious. That's all there is to say on that. So all in all, I would say second best segment of the night. I thought that first segment was just a smidgen better, if I'm going to be real honest. But nonetheless, good segment here. And nothing more to say except Michael Bullock, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode. It's going to be absolutely glorious. Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah. And I'm saying hallelujah even more because I got Facebook Watch on my phone, and Fletcher, rejoice because the winners of the mixed match challenge, the final match of the first round, the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and the Queen, Charlotte Flair, and this victory was glorious.
Wow, what a surprise.
I was gonna talk about that after the SmackDown Live, but you kind of jumped the gun there. But like I was gonna wait till after the match. So we'll talk about it in a little while, not right now. Okay, so easy.
Well, all I just gave was the. I'm sorry, screaming. I'm sorry. Yeah. As far as the match goes. What did you give it, Florio?
It wasn't a match; it was a promo segment.
Oh, it was a promo. I'm sorry. I'm just a little off here. So, yeah, I thought it was a good segment here. I mean, Jinder Mahal. I mean, once again, was trying to do what he did last week when it came to Bobby Roode and Randy Orton, but it did not go so well. But either way, I mean, Fastlane, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, I cannot wait for this match. And yeah, I mean, first time ever these two are going to meet, and Randy Orton's going to challenge for the U.S. title for the first time in his career, and that's the only title that's been deceiving him because number one, he's won all those world titles, intercontinental titles, tag team titles. The U.S. title's the only thing that's eluding him. So yeah, so we're gonna have to wait and see how it goes. So. This was a nice segment here, so Dee Whitson, I give it to you.
So far, I kind of agree with everything y'all said, so I'm not really going to add too much to it. I mean, this is a really good segment. Looking forward to the match. Yeah, I think Jinder will find a way to interfere in it, so not much more I'm going to say about it. Let's move on.
All right, and actually, I just need to bring up a little bit of some breaking news on our front here for the Winter Olympic Games because I'm watching USA and the Czech Republic just now, just moments ago. The USA has just scored. They are up 1-0. 13 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first period, and the red, white, and blue is ahead of the Czechs. So I'll keep you guys posted throughout the night periodically. We're probably not going to be able to do the whole game, I'm not going to be able to give you all the scoring for the whole night because I want to try to get this done as quickly as possible because we all kind of have our own lives going on right now. work commitments and whatnot, school or whatever. So we'll leave it at that. And we're just going to dive right in to the 6 women tag team fight. The Riot Squad, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, and Ruby Riot herself versus Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Naomi. When it was all said and done, at 10 minutes and 44 seconds, the winners was the Riot Squad, as it was Ruby Riot getting the pin on Becky Lynch. And then a couple of announcements was made. Basically, she kind of went with the 1 down, 2 to go, and Ruby Riot made it very clear on her Facebook page or her Twitter that she was going to fight Naomi next week, which already has been confirmed. But more importantly, Ruby Riot versus Charlotte Flair at Fastlane for the Smackdown Women's title. I got nothing bad to say. This was brilliant. Michael Bullock, it is all yours.
All right. What was the time of the fight, Fletch?
10 minutes and 44 seconds.
What was it again? I only heard like the 44 seconds.
10 minutes and 44 seconds.
All right. Thank you very much, Fletch. You know what? I'll give it about 2.5 to 3, even though I'm leaning more towards 2.5. But this was, I thought, a solid 6. I thought it was a solid 6-woman tag team match here, and great job by both ladies, and basically, a big win here for Ruby Riot, and now we just found out it's gonna be Ruby Riot against Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title at Fastlane. So definitely can't wait to see how that all goes down. So, but either way, I got the Queen Charlotte Flair retaining the title at Fastlane. So really nothing more for me to say. 2.5 stars. Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, it was a solid fight. The girls did come out there and built the storyline just like they're supposed to. And of course, it seems like each side is keeping score on who they pin, which is kind of weird, but oh well. But yeah, I'll go with the 2.5 to 2 3/4 for the match, because it was still a solid women's match. Ruby looked pretty good on, in the match, coming off with the pin, and of course now we have the Charlotte versus Ruby Riot at pay-per-view, and I don't think that it's time for Ruby Riot to step up and get the title. So, I'll agree with Bullock that I think Charlotte will probably retain, but it's a little too early to put all that into motion yet. So, because we got the Raw pay-per-view this Sunday that we have to deal with first. So, not much more I have to say about it. I guess I'm tossing it to Florio.
You are correct. It goes to me, and I couldn't agree more. Solid 2.5 stars for the match. Solid effort. I'm going to be real honest with you. I actually liked this better than the Raw match last night. Yes, color me surprised. I thought this was actually better. The match was laid out even better, had a much more smoother flow to it. Solid action throughout. The strength in numbers with the Riot Squad coming into play, allowing them to pick up the win here, and I called this. I said that the Riot Squad was not only going to win the match, but I said Ruby was going to be involved in the fall. And sure enough, she was involved in the fall. I just wish it would have been against Charlotte Flair, but that's okay. She got it on Becky Lynch, the Punk Princess, and the Dark Angel, as I refer to her as. now has an opportunity for the biggest match of her young WWE career, Fastlane. She will challenge Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. That's wonderful to hear. It's a fresh matchup in that division, but sorry to say the outcome is going to be the same. I got the Queen successfully defending. That's all there is to say on that. So 2.5 stars, better than the 6-woman match we had on Raw. That was a mess, I'll be honest with you. That was one of the few low points of last night's Raw, of course. But for at least this 1 week, the SmackDown women were better. Let's see if they can keep it up next week. We'll see. So nothing more to say on that. 2.5 stars. I couldn't agree with it more. You guys got it absolutely right. So, MF, I'm surprised. I mean, your ladies actually outperformed my girls last night. Well done. Well done.
Well, then we moved on to the tag team division as it was the New Day versus Sheldon Benjamin and Chad Gable. The winners of the fight would actually get an opportunity at the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship at Fastlane. The winners of the bout at 9 minutes and 33 seconds was the New Day. That means it is definitely gonna happen, guys. The renewal of one of the greatest rivalries in 2017 is gonna happen again. New Day versus the Usos for the Tag Team Championship. But hold up, wait a minute. We got some controversy on this one. Looked like Kofi Kingston kind of was distracting the referee when he jumped on the apron. Come in. When he jumped on the apron to try to help during the breakup of the pin combination, Xavier Woods does indeed hit the shining. Okay, I will. And then hits the Shining Wizard. Love you too. For the 1-2-3 win. And more importantly, Dee Dee Woodson, why don't you come on in and give me your thoughts?
Well, I wasn't super impressed with this one because I'm kind of getting tired of Shelton and Gable getting this match just about every week with New Day. So I'm kind of glad that I think this was, I hope, was the ending of it. Yeah, another one where you had the kind of a little bit of a clunky finish because of Kofi Kingston getting up there. I'm going to give it probably about 2 stars just because I'm sick and tired of the match. I mean, it's, the fight was okay, but I didn't see the fans into it. I certainly wasn't into it. It just kind of was, to me, I thought it was more of like a filler after, having a real good women's match and, the good segments. So not much more I had to say about it.
I mean, that's 6.
What's yours?
All right. You know what? I'm going to agree with that. I think this was at least 2.25 stars. I thought it was a good match, solid fight. Yes, I do understand why a lot of people be like, well, we're done with the rivalry. Hopefully we are done with this rivalry because it was very, very not so satisfying for the most part. And I get that. But I also have to think that what is New Day's motive? What are they doing? Are they starting to show the tendency of a heel tag team again? Because this is 2 weeks in a row where they kind of interfered, sticking their nose where they didn't really belong. And even I'm starting to wonder what is going on. Are we sensing a possible heel turn with the New Day? Well, we'll wait and see what happens. But, I know it's try to win at all costs, but good grief, come on. I mean, it gets to a point where, a little bit of a nitpick on me, 2 to 2.25 stars, but I am very excited over the fact that we're going to get another New Day versus Usos, because let me tell you guys, they went through the gambit, the greatest rivalry ever. However, as you notice, when the New Day left, another tag team started to make their presence known, and we'll get into them we'll get into them on a cutout, the alone cutout of the night. But we'll get into that tag team who I definitely believe is definitely in the mix for the SmackDown tag team titles as well. So with that said, Anthony, why don't you come on in now? Go ahead, give me your thoughts.
2 to 2.25 stars. You're absolutely right. New Day, Usos gave us some of the best tag team wrestling in 2017. The other big rivalry in the tag team wrestling last year, of course, was on Monday Night Raw. The epicness that was Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins against Sheamus and Cesaro. Those were far and away the two best tag team feuds in all of the business. No question about it. I mean, we could debate for days as to who had the better series of matches. Of course, me being the Raw guy, I would say the Bar and Ambrose and Rollins had the better matches. But New Day and Usos gave us some great ones as well. I mean, that SummerSlam kickoff show last summer, the infamous Sin City Street Fight, the first ever tag team Hell in a Cell, and now we get it one more time. Some would say it's been done to death, and they're like, why are we getting this again so soon? Stop it. That's all I can say. Just stop it. For all you nitpickers out there, be grateful for what we're about to witness. New Day and Usos for the tag team titles again. Sign me up. That's all I'm gonna say. Sign me up. You think Orton and Rude is gonna be a show stealer? Here comes another one. I mean, we could debate on days about which match is gonna steal the show at Fastlane. Is it gonna be Orton and Rude, or is it gonna be the New Day and the Usos? I really don't know right now. Both of those have the potential to be the fight of the night, absolutely. Because I don't have such a good feeling about that 5-way. That's going to be a cluster, believe in a train wreck, if I'm going to be real honest. But maybe they'll surprise us. I don't know. We'll see. But in the grand scheme of things, it may be the New Day and the Usos. But come WrestleMania, I think we're going to get some sort of multi-team cluster bleep at WrestleMania. But they have done a great job, a decent job of giving multiple teams, a case for an opportunity. But it may be New Day and Usos now. But watch out for Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. And watch out for the tag team we're about to get into next. It is the lone cutout. But all I can say is, when it comes to this particular cutout, I'm going to channel my inner Luigi PS3 here, because what they did tonight in this cutout was nothing short of savage. That's all I can say on that, in the immortal words of our friend Luigi PS3, who I would love to have on one of our shows in the future, whether it's this show or my show, Ridiculously Raw. So that's all I can say on that. So, MF, I mean, what did the Bludgeons do? What did the Bludgeons do against these couple of Hammernager, jabroni, pretty boy, male model type guys?
Hey, what about me?
Well, before we get into that thing, yes, Michael Bullock needs to put his 2 cents in on the tag team situation.
I'm excited. That's all I can say. I'm excited.
That's fine. Go ahead, Bullock. It's all yours, bro.
All right. I'll give it. Oh, that's all right. I'll give it about 2.25 stars as well. I mean, I thought it was a good match for what it was. It wasn't the greatest, but I thought it was still good for what it was. In the amount of time it got. I know Dee Dee Woodson says she thought it felt like a filler match. I mean, yeah, you could sort of say that, but I still thought the action was good for what it was in the amount of time it got. So, yeah, I mean, we're gonna get a rekindling of a rivalry with the Usos and the New Day. In late 2017, they had some really good matches that really impressed us. And yep, we're going to get it again at Fastlane. And yeah, maybe at WrestleMania, we're going to get some kind of a multi-team match for the SmackDown tag team titles. I think this is where Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable are going to come into play. And then the team we're going to talk about, well, they could be the wild card. So now, Fletch, let's get into the long cutout.
Yeah, that lone cutout was the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and they went up against two local jobbers. Anthony alluded to it; they kind of look like male model guys. One actually was like an equivalent of TJP, just a different looking guy, and then the other guy, I don't even know what to describe him, but whatever the case may be, the Bludgeon Brothers just absolutely went on a rampage, and they absolutely made them. It was a bloody mess. It was a beatdown. I think the best commentary for the fight was all about our boy Corey Graves. He just provided such great commentary on that match. Really nothing more to say. Bludgeon Brothers dominates, and let's go into the main event of the evening, which was AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout was the phenomenal AJ Styles. Fight of the night. Great matchup. Great way to close the show. I got to say it. This was another 3-star fight. They just had the dynamic. These guys work so good together. I love the body of work. There's really nothing bad to say about the match. It was just truly great professional wrestling it was great professional wrestling as we know it. AJ Styles wins. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
Nailed it again, man. No doubt about it. 3.5 stars. This was a very good main event. I mean, Baron Corbin looked absolutely great in defeat, courtesy of the Phenomenal One. I mean, he's known to make guys look good in defeat, and yeah, I mean, we knew AJ was going to get the win because Baron Corbin was going on and on earlier about how he had AJ's number, you know, including the whole United States Championship situation. But I mean, the end of the day spree to finish the show was a nice touch, and I mean, yeah, we had Owens and Zayn coming out, and then Baron Corbin laying them both out with the end of days as they were going to try to put AJ Styles through the announce table, the ringside announce table. So, but yeah, I mean, that was a very good main event, no question about it. I could not agree more. It was the fight of the night, and a great way to cap off what I honestly felt was an even better edition of SmackDown Live than last week. You're getting your mojo back, guys, and you couldn't have picked a better time to do it. I mean, we're on the road to WrestleMania. Every show counts. That's all I can say about that. They're finally showing that sense of urgency. Yeah, there's still some funny ha-ha nonsense here and there, but we're getting quality wrestling on this show, finally. That's all I can say about that. So, very good. That's all I can say on that. Great way to end what I felt was not only another great SmackDown Live, but SmackDown Live I felt was even better than last week's show. So you're going to get a very high mark from me here tonight. So nothing more to say on that. Michael Bullock, I mean, that's how you close out a show right there. We're finally getting that sense of urgency. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and SmackDown Live has finally woken up. About time.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely a great match to close out this edition of SmackDown Live. 3.5 stars, definitely the fight of the night, and yeah, a great match put on by both AJ Styles and Baron Corbin, and yeah, I mean, like I just said, this is a good way to end another solid edition of SmackDown Live, and yeah, SmackDown Live looked like it's getting its mojo back, and maybe even better than last week's show. How better? You're gonna have to wait until the overall review or our overall thoughts on the show. So 3.5 stars, fight of the night. Dee Woodson, another solid match to close out what I thought was a solid SmackDown. Unless you have a different opinion.
No, I pretty much kind of agree with it, and I'll even agree with the rating. It was, it was a very solid fight to end with, and certainly was another, storyline builder to, the the main event at Fastlane, and even with Kevin Owens and Zayn coming out in the end, it's still, it still proved the point, that it came to make. So yeah, I have nothing really to add. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right, guys, and it's now time for the overall review. And Anthony Florio, you lead off.
7 to 7.5 out of 10. Another very good edition of SmackDown Live. I mean, I thought it was another quality edition. We started it off with a very good in-ring segment with AJ Styles, with Baron Corbin, who I thought cut one of his better promos in a long time. Throw in the involvement of Kevin Owens and Shane O'Mac, setting the agenda for the show. Gave us quality match, nothing but quality matches. Only one cutout match. I mean, every match was solid to good to great tonight. AJ Styles and Baron Corbin, the fight of the night, 3.5 stars without question. Well, I'll throw in Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler, 3.25 stars, second best fight of the night. A very solid 6-woman tag team match, which was eons better than that cluster bleep last night. 2.5 stars for that one. A solid 2 to 2.25 star tag team match with New Day and Benjamin and Gable. We had that one cutout. I mean, some things could have been better, yes, but other than that, I can't nitpick anymore. So, SmackDown Live finally showing that sense of urgency that I've been wanting to see them show. I'm secretly rooting for you guys because I want to see that competition. I want to see, Raw and SmackDown Live go at it. I mean, don't save it for just Survivor Series. Let's make this an every week thing. Let's see who puts on the better show week in and week out. By a smidge, I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm going to be ridiculously raw, if you will. Raw was better mainly because of the gauntlet match. If it wasn't for that gauntlet match, I would have said SmackDown Live was better. But come on, we knew there was no way you boys were going to top that epicness from last night. So that's the only reason why I got to say Raw was better. But other than that, a top-notch edition of SmackDown Live. They're finally getting their heads out of their you-know-whats. Even though there are still some things that bother me. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, I'm looking at you. You're still fighting like Wayne and Kevin Arnold in the Wonder Years, for goodness sakes. So get that nonsense out of the way.
And acting like a couple of whiny little
boys. Still eat pancakes. I mean, you guys eat pancakes on Tuesday nights. We fight on Monday nights. That's all there is to say on that. So, well done. I'll give you guys credit. But Raw was just a smidge better. 7 to 7.5 out of 10. Michael Bullock, I know you're chomping at the bits. I know you're probably going to give this an even higher mark than I am, but nonetheless, 7 to 7.5. Bullock, come on in.
I do agree.
I thought it was better than last week's show, honestly.
Yeah, I do agree. This is a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. I mean, I just think, this is another really good edition of SmackDown Live. I mean, all the matches I thought were solid to really good, and the only downside is of course the lone cutout, of course, with the Legend Brothers against those Hammernager jabroni jobbers. And then, of course, that whole Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon back and forth again, acting like a bunch of like little children who have to basically be put in timeout. I'm calling you two out. I mean, this has been going on week after week, and quite frankly, I think we're all getting sick of it. It has to come to an end at some point. Is it going to end? In the immoral words of the old Dean Ambrose meme? Nope. So 7 to 7.5 out of 10. Dee, what's in it yours?
Well, I'm going to differ a little bit from Anthony. I'm going to say I thought SmackDown was a little bit better because I kind of got bored with the gauntlet going for 2 hours. Yes, it was a good match, but I don't need to watch that many matches going for 2 hours because, like I said, I think it's stupid. We have 7 people going into Elimination Chamber. But that's Raw. We're on SmackDown. I'm going to go just a tad higher and say 7.75 of a star, because SmackDown was really solid. Yeah, there are some things we can nitpick on, like Shane and Daniel, and some of the endings that we've had that were questionable or shady or whatever. But for the most part, it was a very good Raw or SmackDown. It was very storyline building, very very driven, and very 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 good SmackDown. So not much more I'm gonna say about it. It's yours, Fletch.
And I disagree with all three of you. 8 out of 10. I think this was a solid show. This was well done. Yes, you only had one little thing that could take away, but everything else was just as good, maybe even better than Monday Night Raw. And Didi, you hit the nail on the head. The only saving grace for Raw was really that gauntlet fight. The gauntlet match, without a doubt, was with nothing behold, was the best thing that Raw could have done. But other than that, there was really nothing else. And SmackDown was hitting on everything. World title picture, covered it. Tag team title picture, covered it. US title picture, covered it. They were checking off the list all night long. And there was storyline progression on every single front. And yeah, there was one little nitpick, which was the Bludgeon Brothers and them dominating two local wrestlers. But other than that, there was not one thing that was bad whatsoever about SmackDown Live this week. That even Anthony, you said it yourself. You said the SmackDown women was better than the Raw women when it came to their matches, respectively. That's not a good thing to have for a Raw guy to nitpick their main event this close to Chamber. And then, of course, with everything included, there was really nothing bad on SmackDown Live. Of course, is there anything that needs to be tweaked? Absolutely. The little thing between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, but it was only one segment. It wasn't like a whole night thing. It wasn't like they were going at it all night. They just had this one moment, and that was it. You know what? I would take that than them constantly fighting all night long. Give me one little minute where okay, you could get a 2 to 3 minute block where you can bicker, but as far as that goes, it never took away from the matches. It never took away from the show. It never brought it down. It just kept it at a even keel and a level playing field, and that's why I thought SmackDown they definitely got their legs under them again, and they literally pulled themselves off the mat, and they're starting to fight back to Monday Night Raw, and I'm loving what I'm seeing. Okay.
You and me both.
All right.
You and me both, yeah. Okay, I'm out. See you guys whenever.
All right. Good night, Didi. And now let's just go on. Michael Bullock kind of jumped the cat or jumped the shark before I could even get my thoughts in on it. But yes, it did happen. The Mixed Match Challenge was tonight. Charlotte Flair and Bobby Roode victorious over Apollo and Nia Jax, which means 3 victories for Raw, 3 victories for SmackDown going in. And now I believe the way that the bracket has broken down, well, we got 6 fights coming up, and I believe it's going to be a Raw versus Raw and a SmackDown versus SmackDown. And remember, in the semifinal, there's a second chance vote that will be done for the WWE Universe. So I believe the bracket now stands. Now I got to double check, so just allow me a minute to check my bracket here. All right, so with the Mixed Match Challenge and with the bracket as it stands, the bracket goes as follows. And now let's see. Here we go. Okay, so now the next fight that will happen is going to be representing Monday Night Raw. It's going to be Sasha Banks and Finn Balor, and they're going to fight The Miz and Asuka. That's going to be one quarterfinal fight that's now been confirmed. The second quarterfinal fight is going to be Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman from Monday Night Raw goes up against Jimmy Uso and Naomi from SmackDown Live. The third quarterfinal fight is going to be, now this is an all SmackDown fight, which is going to be Rusev and Lana against the winners tonight, which was Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair. Now this will be done in consecutive weeks, so next week I believe it's Balor and Sasha versus Asuka and The Miz. And then, of course, the fourth and final is a vote by WWE Universe. They get to vote on who gets to be in the semifinal fight, and they will fight the winner of Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair versus Rusev and Lana. So we're now literally halfway through the competition, and the winning team of the competition will be able to donate $100,000 to their charitable donation. Just to give you a few people that's continuing in the competition. Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman is fighting for Connor's cure. Here's one, and I know Michael Bullock will definitely be rooting for this one. Sasha Banks and Finn Balor, their charity that they're fighting for is the Special Olympics. They're fighting for the Special Olympics. Then you got The Miz and Asuka. They're fighting for Rescue Dog Rocks. Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair, their group that they're fighting for is for Girl Up. Rusev and Lana is fighting for Citizens United, or Global Citizens, and Naomi and Jimmy Uso, they're fighting for the Boys and Girls Club of America. Just to give you another thing about the others, Apollo and Nia Jax are fighting for Susan G. Coleman. Mandy Rose and Goldust was fighting for Higher Heroes USA. Bailey and Elias was for Amaris. Shinsuke Nakamura and Natalia was fighting for Make-A-Wish Foundation. Becky Lynch and Sami Zayn was for UNICEF, and Big E and Carmella was for Kaboom. And each of the losing people in that match, they get $10,000 as a donation for their respective charity. So for the losers, $10,000. When it's all said and done, the winners will get $100,000 and the bragging rights to the Mixed Match Challenge. So with that said, that's it for tonight. On Friday night is again strictly sports. And to set the table, Anthony Floyo, come on in one more time and give us the rundown on the show.
Friday night at 10:30 on Strictly Sports on the Tone 25 and YouTube.com. We are going to recap the NBA All-Star Weekend, which includes the NBA All-Star Saturday Night and the NBA All-Star Game. A very interesting debate topic here. We're going to debate, should the NBA change their playoff format? Adam Silver has apparently proposed a new playoff format. We're going to look into that. We'll give you our thoughts on that. It's going to be a debate segment there. Eric Hosmer has signed with the San Diego Padres. JD Martinez has signed with the Boston Red Sox. We'll get into those two hot stove, Major League Baseball hot stove stories. And then to close it out, of course, our newest installment of the NHL Power Rankings, which will be very interesting. So that's all there is to it. So that's Friday night at 10:30 on the Zone 25 and YouTube.com. And of course, don't forget, we also have the Elimination Chamber preview show sometime on Saturday, we got to work out the X's and O's on that. And then Sunday night, we got the recap. So that's all we can say. That's the future content coming up. So, MF, wrap it up.
And with that said, we are going to end it right here, guys. So thank you so much for watching this. Like the video, leave a comment at the bottom, share it with all your friends on all social media platforms. For Anthony Floyo, for Michael Bullock, for Didi Wizen, I'm Michael Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody, and so long for now. Bye-bye.